We are on attack. We got Steve on the Widow. Widow Tracer, we're playing like ball comp. That's fine. They're playing that sort of Orisa Diva bunker sort of comp with the double sniper, which is interesting. They're gonna be playing for angles. They'll be less stacked. I feel as if their front line might be slightly isolated. The Mercy will probably be set up with a DPS. The Orisa, the Orisa will just hold space. I'm intrigued to see if the Diva plays alongside the Orisa and the Bap, like how it usually is played. But we shall see. We I guess we're also sort of poke heavy. The fact that they have like Diva Orisa means that it will be quite likely that we get picks from the Widow. Um, if Pika can do quite a good job in terms of actually pressuring their snipers as well, that would give like our Widow more of a chance of actually getting those picks and clicking those heads. Ball can do things. Ball can coordinate dives with our Tracer in terms of pressuring the snipers. They can actually get picks. Ball could also be very good at forcing point on this comp, which could be helpful because their comp plays for angles. They won't really ever contest multiple people on point unless it's their tanks. Um, so forcing point could be viable. Your job in particular is gonna be a bit of a weird one. I'm not gonna lie, just solely based on the fact that they're playing a very spaced out comp, a comp that doesn't really brawl. I'll be interested to see how you adapt. It's gonna be hard. You can't really play passively. You can't really play passively against this comp simply because they don't really have anything. They're not intending to dive. Their snipers, one of their biggest priority targets will be our Zen. So you will have to protect to an extent, but you don't want to be standing in space for too long because then your shield will go down and you both die. Um, having said this, Brig attacking against this comp, there's lots of open space and you don't really have many people that are on the same pace as you that also want to be playing close. So playing aggressive might be slightly difficult as well. Cover is going to be really important. That's one thing that I will say, but I'll see how you play it and I'll see how you adapt to this. Good use of third person. We're already getting the picks. Like I said, our Zen is already getting pressured, like I said. There's going to be a lot of waiting if you want to run Brig here. We have to sort of wait until our dives and wait until our balls do stuff. You could probably have put a lot more emphasis into trying to protect your Zen during this rotation. If the Hanzo was like positioned slightly better, could have easily got on the pick on the Zen here. You need to be more aware of that. You sort of looking, so you're expecting him to take damage. You're waiting to heal him, but you remember you have a shield as well. I like how you're hard rotating around natural cover. Like I said, natural cover is going to be really important if you want to be playing like this. And I do like how you're not really doing all that much. You're waiting for things to actually happen. Even now, like, I feel as if we didn't necessarily have to engage. We could have been playing slightly more passive and wait. Although, right now, the position that you're in, you did well getting here in the first place. This is where you're going to excel because you're close range, and this is where you can actually do something on the Brig. Good stun. Okay. I say good stun. It could have been better with the combo. You could have actually like killed her a lot quicker than that. But you stunned her out. It's fine. You just want to consistently be like getting picks at that because you're in a situation where you could have really easily deleted her. So we got a Sig. Now we got Sig pool split. Okay, that's fine. So we want to be taking the high ground. That's what we want to be doing. Again, we're gonna have to sort of wait and rely on our ball and stuff. Personally, I would wait until our Sig was like here as well before we sort of rotate inwards, just because they could poke us pretty easily. Although I don't think they are going to. Yeah, I was gonna say, don't double peek. Like you saw they had a sniper. Use third person to see if it's safe to engage, because that's always the safest option. You did well there. Since you have a trans, I was gonna say, since you have a trans, you can go in. You can like walk through the dragon, but wasn't well coordinated. He went in. He didn't. Yeah, I feel as if that's a Zen's fault. Even if you call back up, Zen probably wouldn't have listened to you there, realistically, in that situation. I feel like that's the Zen's fault. Zen should be aware of the people that are behind him, and we all go in together, because that is a very stupid way to die. So avoidable. You did the right decision in trying to push through the dragon, though. Can you get a boop here? Oh. Wasn't sure if she used to have used this. I feel like our comps are pretty even. Both viable comps. Both just as good as each other when it comes to playing against each other. We both get different things. They have slightly more like, they're able to take more pressure. We're not necessarily trying to pressure them. But we can poke, and I feel like it would be easier for us to engage onto them, take high ground, stuff like that. You're doing well here in terms of what you're doing. Nice. You very rarely miss those now as well, I've noticed. Nice. Oh. Okay, you're doing well. Nice engagement. Unfortunate. You're peeling really well for your Zen here. That is so unlucky. Nice. Nice, nice. Nice. Oh, this is inspirational, playmate. That was really well played. Like your decision making, your mechanics weren't even thrown off by the fact that it was like high tempo. Your decision making was pretty much perfect. You did everything well in that fight. Literally everything well. That was perfect in my eyes.
Ready for battle. Natural break.
Did you see anything in your gameplay there that you think, oh, that was a bit cringe, or what? Because me personally, that little fight on point right there, I feel like you did perfectly. Literally perfectly.
I'm not thinking.
Greetings. Hello. Ha! Hello there. Greetings. Ha! White salmon.
Oh, at the start, though, I did have like a few potentially crucial packs, which I missed on our squishy. I think was Hanzo. So if I didn't miss those, then
Never stop fighting for what you believe in.
it's fine anyways. I guess it's
Ready for battle. Right beside.
Ready for
Enemy contact.
Okay, right. Oh, they force point quick. Oh. TP brawl. That's why. Okay. So we know our comp is the Sig Ball, once again, very pokey. We have Ash Farah. There's no need for us to be taking close engagements. It is completely fine if we give ticks. We just need to try and hold as many angles as possible. The only form of cover they have on this point is this bell, which makes poke really good, because if we're poking through that window angle, if we're poking through here, if we're poking through that high ground, there will always be an angle where we can deal damage to them. And if you look at the characters that we have Sig, who has slight splash damage, a lot of poke, and the CC, which helps. We have Ash, who obviously has the dynamite ability, which splash damage can zoning capability, and then we have Farah, which is high amounts of splash damage and poke, and also a displacement, a boop, whatever. Boop won't really matter all that much unless they're poorly positioned by here. Especially against a brawl. Like, displacement doesn't matter all that much on brawl, because if you displace one of them, you displace all of them. Unless you can somehow use that displacement ability to split and then quickly focus down one thing. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did ×2 speed, but yeah, we already know they're going to TP. There's no need to be playing this close to them, in my opinion, but once again, that's decision making from Pika, not you. Yeah, because if you play this close to them, why would you give them any opportunity to deal damage or get value? Pika might... Is he going back? Is he going back? He better be going back. Okay, good. No, no, he's not even... Bro. Pika, pick up your mercy. Oh my god. I feel like you should have went to pick you up, because it was it was his fault that he died, or you died in the first place.
Both of you.
I am empowered.
Whoa. Oh my god, he's insane. That's unfortunate. You might get a resin time. I haven't seen, but it's gonna be... Oh, one more bullet. One more bullet and you win that fight, I'm telling you. That's unfortunate. That, you found yourself stuck in this room. Realistically, right, we were here, Ash was here, Anna engaged onto you. Ash, or let's say Anna. Anna is one of your biggest threats as a Mercy player. A good Anna is a big threat to you. Same with the enemy Tracer and Echo to an extent, and Diva. They're playing quite a lot of counterplay for Pharmacy right now, so you always have to be aware of that. I feel like it's stupid in general for Pika to be putting you in a situation where you are ever in a room, especially since you can get value from being elsewhere. It would be better for Pika to even be playing other side of this wall and staying safe than to be out here in the open, considering how many hit scans they have, or how many like Farah counters they have, because Echo's not hit scan, but Echo is a fairly consistent Farah counter. Yeah, try to avoid situations where you're enclosed like that. I don't even know how they managed to get so many people to sort of breach that high ground without us even realizing. So that suggests to me that the comms were slightly off in this scrim as well, or at this moment in time in this scrim.
Hello there.
There was no informative calls, like no calls in terms of like regarding their location, let's say.
New defense point. Objective B.
Okay.
Damage amplified.
So you saw that they reset probably from mech or something like that. So we know that they're not going to attack in the next 10-15 seconds. So that takes a lot less pressure off of us.
Observe the barrier. Barrier is unstable.
Your support.
There was a lot of downtime here. Like I said, 10-15 seconds. I don't know what you're doing right now, but this is opportunity for you to be ult tracking. It's also opportunity for you to be saying that information towards our main tank, and then our main tank plans a fight. saying what we're going to use, because right now we have 5 ults. Whereas we know that they probably have like, I don't know, to be fair. Like, it's hard to say. When people have like 60% plus ult charge, you'll start to realize that that's when the main support starts calling out like, oh, they have all ults. So it's very, very likely that a main support would say right now, okay, they have 6 ults, even though they only have 1 ready, and realistically they'll only have 3 for the fight. Because 60% on an Echo, 68% on the Mercy, and maybe not 64% on the Diva, they could potentially have 5 ults for this fight. So if they wanted to snowball and steamroll us, they probably could. It just depends on how long this fight will be. Typically, you don't really get many quick fights when it comes to these two comps playing against each other. Expect the fights to be long, so it's very likely that they will, both teams will actually have quite a lot of ults going into this.
Enemy contact.
You saw the Tracer. Did you call her out? Nice.
I called the just round. I think 20 seconds.
Healing stream engaged.
Cool. Tracer dies. Gotta be calling for a peek. I feel like you are. Yeah, I feel like you are. Were you trying to take that high ground there?
Probably.
Yeah, okay. Not the end of the world. But yeah,
Jay, got stop right now.
you hate to see it. Good target switching. Priority.
That's a good start.
So what were you saying? I couldn't hear you over the game volume.
First thing, that's a good solo barrage like that. Second, how does it feel knowing that your main spot is currently your best DPS when it comes to SR?
Really? Steve must be
Yeah.
livid. I don't know how Steve doesn't get us out. I feel like it's because, me personally, I think his best DPS actually is Widow, but Widow is not in a good state right now. So,
I mean, Video's broken.
Widow is. We didn't say broken. Like, it's not even like. It's not even that. Widow's still good, but it's like, compared. If you were a Widow player and you've been playing this game for 5 years, you could know how. You know how strong that she used to be. So right now it just feels like a diluted version. It's like playing Brig. It's exactly the same as playing Brig. I'm playing Brig and it's like, wow, this character's so broken, but at the same time, I wish it was like more broken. But yeah,
No. Video's not the best hero in the world.
yeah.
She can win games on Havana and maybe Junkertown. That's it.
Junkertown is all.
Junkertown first, Havana first and third.
I mean,
Video can control the game on almost any other map. She's a throw pick.
yeah. You can make Widow work on all 3 points, Junkertown, but it's a lot easier on first. A lot easier.
Yeah, and
And it's only attack.
bitch.
Widowmaker on defense, Junkertown, last 2 points is terrible. It's only attack Junkertown, last 2 points she's viable.
Yeah.
But yeah. Your priority is good. Your priority of both well, I know you don't really have to attack all that much, but even when you're playing characters like Brig, I realize that you're doing the correct amount of damage output as well as like healing output. So your left and right click ratio as well on Mercy seems to be fine. Seems to be fine. How much are you logged in right now?
Well, not currently.
What account are you even on? Like what account do you usually play on?
If I play support, I play on main, which is in app currently. Go back. It's on first page.
It's on first page.
Yeah. Under evil arts.
Are you on private?
No.
Sorry, I'm gonna look at last season. damage amplified. Average per 10 minutes. 2. Okay. I guess these are competitive stats, and they're not necessarily scrim stats. 2k
Isn't
damage.
Isn't
Sorry.
that very high?
It's pretty high, yeah. Like it
Yeah,
is pretty high.
Yeah, check the mercies on the top 10 leaderboard now. Right now, on last season.
Mm.
Come on, let me see. Check
Wait.
top 10.
So.
Go to the leaderboard, check top 10 this
Okay,
season.
right.
Mine was 1.9.
Wait 1 sec. My God, this is scuffed. Where do the leader? Okay, right. Career profile. Oh God, you're gonna see this SR. Jesus is the Lord.
I don't care about yours.
No, I care about mine. It's terrible. Last season, support, Europe.
Let's check Jocelyn Mars. That's the only mercy in top 10. Oh, great.
We hate to see it. Wait. Okay, this is Funny Astro.
Ange.
Let's check Funny Astros, shall we?
Last season.
Wait. Okay, right. Competitive. Season 30.
2 hours of
Damage am
Fuck.
2.7. Yeah, I know. Like the top Mercy players can sometimes hit like 3k. So I was just thinking like, okay, so 1.9k isn't that bad. It isn't that bad.
Yeah, okay, let's keep digging, keep digging. It's checking FD got his close up. No, he's close there.
Should I check Ange?
Yeah, check Ange. He has a lot of arms. No, mind it. No, this is this season. Last season. Wait, this
Ooh.
literally
Okay, cool,
barely
cool,
above
cool.
me.
Yeah,
Barely
no, I
above me.
feel like at some point it comes down to the person that you're duoing with as well. Like I feel
Top
like
duo.
if Yazin duos with like a Mercy player, then they're likely to have a lot of damage amped, you know? Whereas, yeah. So no, to be fair,
I saw
there.
Lucas, so
Yeah, no. 1.9k is fine then. Completely fine.
yeah, that's pretend is probably where I'm struggling. You don't have to check my death pretend, but my death pretend I'm a little bit worse. I'm pretty sure.
The thing is, Death per 10, like, as a main support, as a support in general, do you really think that that's, like, your fault? I guess it can be. I guess it is. It's still. It's not good to put the blame on other people.
Mm.
Because
I
mechanics help
think
you stay alive.
the thing is, I'm not as worried when it comes to death pretend on mercy as
Yeah.
you're kind of forced into those situations, and you're one of the easiest targets to kill in the game, especially if you're running some type of dive.
Yeah.
You can just be chasing across the map. It's so easy. But it's a little bit worrying if it's higher on loose and Brig Mercy. I mean,
Yeah.
Brig
People that
Amp.
actually have, like, utility to actually, like, stop that from happening.
Yeah.
It's true.
Let's get you back in the fight. Damage boost engaged. Ich bin da.
Be careful. I'm saying be careful because you're forced into a position where you flew here in the open, and I doubt you're aware of how long ago they died, so it's very likely that they start attacking again soon. It's fine though, taking cover well right now. You should have waited slightly until your actual... You should have waited until Pika was... So this is about like GA timing. You should have waited until Pika was actually in windows so you could fly straight. Whereas you waited when he was like here, which meant that there was time where you actually had to drop on your own.
I should have probably, when I do, I think doing early is not bad, but I just need to cancel it.
Yeah,
But again,
literally.
but if you cancel it, you can see slower movements. It's probably better to wait.
Yeah. Like you were safe
I
anyway
think
because you were covered well. Like the cover that
yeah,
you took was fine. They wouldn't have been able
yeah.
to get like engage onto you soon enough.
But since I decided to do a slingshot, I still put me in potential danger.
Mhm.
So then I just need to not slingshot and just cancel.
Don't let up on them.
That was a really weird concussion.
Their comfort is heroes never die.
Circuits engaged. Mid. Diva.
I could use some assistance.
Start thinking about cover. Start thinking about cover because you do not want to be flying high in the open when copy ults. Copy is about to ult any second now. So I like how you're sort of flying towards that cover now. That is not a fight you consistently win, so I wouldn't necessarily take that. If you just like played more passively for a second and just like even if you are behind cover, by the time you are able to peek to Pika, you wouldn't be on 35 health right now. You would be on 200 health. And so it would allow you to actually take slight bits of damage now, whereas right now I feel as if you're going to die.
I
Yeah.
just can't take this Storm's PV real quick.
Storm
They're
POV?
about to they're about to diva bomb, and I think if he jumps, they go no all the way all the way.
How far?
Like, it's after I die.
Oh, after you die?
Yeah. Like I'm pretty sure if you take his PV for now, I think because diva bomb's coming in. I think if he jumps there, I just want to be 100% sure. But if he jumps, they can evade this diva bomb.
Help me.
Yeah, I think so.
Because it's at the center of mass. If
I
if the diva bomb is in LOS of your center of mass, then it will kill
but
you. So I feel like if you
but
jump and the legs are
and
still
it,
like peeking, you survive.
yeah, I think if it jumped and jumped and jumped
Potentially.
forward,
Jump
then I think
forward,
you
yeah,
survive.
that's what I was gonna say, so the airtime stayed longer. Um God, that is like really, really small micro though. It's not
Yeah,
so
but I saw that instantly. I told Storm jump. I saw that instantly.
I feel like it's because on main support especially there's a lot more emphasis on movement, so I feel like naturally we would understand that. Like we need to be aware of when we can jump and stuff on characters like Lucio, you know what I mean? Because we have to get out of some really dodgy situations. But yeah. Yeah, I feel like as a flex support, as a character that's not used to any forms of mobility, the Storm probably doesn't really think about that sort of things like we would.
Maybe.
I will prove myself. Jump. Helden sterben nicht. Feeling better?
To be honest, you switch to Brig. I'm not gonna question it, actually. Brig's fine. I guess it comes down to being a comfort pick. Brig is fine. I would have just switched to Lucio, but Brig's fine.
Yeah.
And is that the end?
Score.
Yeah.
2.
That's the end of the scrim. My brother is literally calling my phone now, so I actually have to go like right now.
It's fine.
I would have liked to speak to you about it, but no, that was fine. Overall, your gameplay is pretty good. Decision making is pretty good. It's the very small micro things that you need to think about because, like I said, like everything, all the mistakes, all the errors that you're making are very tiny things. Your decision making is good. Your mechanics are good now as well. Like your mechanics are completely fine. I'd never see any mechanical issues. It's about consistency, sort of refining things, like making sure you're hitting every single flail on Brig, even though right now you're hitting like 80% of them in the first place anyway. So like, um,
Mm-hmm.
very, very high potential. I feel like